Now to a Target 12 investigators exclusive tracking COVID cash. It's been nearly 2 years since President Joe Biden signed the American Rescue Plan Act into law, in part sending billions of dollars in emergency relief to school districts.
Target 12 investigator Steph Machado has been tracking how the Providence public schools have been spending the COVID cash and found it's been very slow to go out the door.
Despite a lot of concern about learning loss from the pandemic, Providence has still spent just a fraction of its American Rescue Plan money so far.
It's extremely concerning, to be honest with you, that we have this resource and it's just sitting there.
Special education teacher Cindy Robles can think of a lot of good uses for the $128 million in American Rescue Plan Act funds sent to the Providence Public School District in 2021.
Teachers spend a lot of their own money on supplies for their classrooms.
Like books for this English class.
She actually purchased all of these herself.
Of the $128 million sent to the capital city schools in 2021, the state-run district has spent just over $8 million as of December 31st. That's just 6% of the latest tranche of COVID relief. Why hasn't more of it been spent? Isn't the Providence schools in a crisis?
We have gotten in the past $110 million combined in other emergency relief funding, of which we've spent about $100 million. So over the past several rounds of federal funding, we've done a very good job of allocating that money and spending it by the deadline that it's had to be spent.
Speaking on behalf of Superintendent Javier Montañez, spokesperson Nick Domming says the district has been focused on spending the first two smaller rounds of COVID relief from 2020. Much of that had to be spent more directly on combating the virus, while ARPA money can be spent more broadly.
This latest round of money, the obligation deadline isn't until September of 2024.
Our kids need this now. Why are we waiting until September 2024? We need these resources now. We need these staff members now. We need these interventions now.
So how has PPSD spent the money so far? The vast majority of the $8 million spent went to teacher bonuses negotiated by Governor Dan McKee's administration in 2021. That was $6 million. The next largest item so far, signing bonuses for new teachers and substitutes amid an ongoing shortage, professional development, and after-school programs. Domming says the money is aimed at closing the achievement gap with items like extending the school day and hiring reading specialists in the potential future plans.
COVID hit urban districts harder, and recovering from that is then tougher for districts like Providence. So that's what this third round of money, this ARPA money, is dedicated towards.
Robles, who was recently elected vice president of the Providence Teachers Union, says her colleagues at Roger Williams Middle School weren't willing to wait.
This was something that was not provided by the district.
When school came back in person, they crowdsourced the money for this kidney-shaped table used to pull students aside for small group reading interventions.
I mean, it could take up to a year if I had requested that table. There needs to be a sense of urgency with getting our students what they need, and sitting on, all of this money is not, we're not putting our kids first.
We wanted to know more specifics about how the remaining $120 million will be spent, but getting a clear answer was more complicated than expected. I'll explain coming up new at 6. I'm Steph Machado, 12 News.
The Target 12 investigators continue to track COVID cash. As we reported at 5, the Providence Public School District is sitting on more than $100 million sent from the federal government in 2021 as part of the American Rescue Plan Act.
New at 6, Target 12 investigator Steph Machado discovered the district's plan to use the money that's still in flux. Steph's here now with the exclusive details.
The state-run school district says they want to spend this latest round of emergency COVID relief to help students recover from learning loss, but they haven't spent much of it on that goal yet.
This was something that was not provided by the district.
Special education teacher Cindy Robles and her colleagues at Roger Williams Middle School did an online fundraiser to pay for this table in 2021 when school came back fully in person. She says it was needed to pull students aside for reading interventions.
Our students needed the small group intervention and they needed it now.
Reading interventions are in the plans for the millions in ARPA money Providence received in 2021. But Robles, who's also the union vice president, questions why the money isn't moving out the door.
It's upsetting that we have this money. Let's put it to use. Let's focus on our kids and do what we need to do for them.
The district received $128 million in all from the American Rescue Plan in 2021 and has so far spent $8 million, just 6% of the latest tranche of COVID relief. Providence School spokesperson Nick Dommings says it's because the district is still working its way through earlier rounds of COVID relief from 2020.
So what I would say to folks watching this is that we have now an established record through 3 separate rounds of federal funding of spending down that money, and we have a plan to spend down this latest round of money.
But that plan is hard to nail down. Target 12 requested a current spending plan for the remaining ARPA money. The district provided one on January 30th. Yet Target 12 soon learned a conflicting plan had been given to the Senate Finance Committee earlier in the month.
So, for example, the WPRI plan had, by my count, $52 million for social and emotional learning and behavioral interventions versus $13 million in what they sent the Senate.
Providence Senator Sam Zurier, a member of the Finance Committee, says it highlights a problem with the state's takeover of the Providence schools. Plans for spending taxpayer dollars no longer have to be publicly vetted or approved by the school board or city council.
What they did in the state takeover was they removed all outside oversight entirely. And the result is that at this point, they're not accountable to anybody.
A week after our interview, Dommings explained the spending estimates keep evolving, adding an entirely new plan for the remaining $120 million is now slated to come out at the end of February. One of the district's proposals for spending some of the ARPA money is to extend the length of the school day so students are in class more. That would need to be negotiated with the Providence Teachers Union. I'm Steph Machado, 12 News.